Hey guys, welcome to Drunk Weekends LB. My voice just cracked terribly.
Oh, I thought you were doing that on purpose. No. I was like, come on, man.
I got stuck in that voice.
We're not trying to be problematic, man.
We are not. As you can hear, Dean and Mike are with me tonight. We are back in Las Vegas again. We were on vacation last week. We had a really good time. Hanging out at the lake, golfing, playing basketball, eating steak. I mean, it was...
That golfing was fun, man.
It was fun. I was hacking at that ball, but it was a lot of fun.
You lucky sons of bitches. I wanted to golf.
What was our combined score? I think both of us together shot.
Yeah,
a 17.
you shot a 75, and I shot a 75. You shot a 65.
Oh no, we shot
we
shot a 27 on the first hole combined.
Oh my god,
we were hacking at that ball.
What is it? It's a par 5.
Yeah, it's a par 5.
Yeah,
it's a par 5.
First hole is par 5.
I bought a $4 ball that was black with like a skull on it, and I hooked it and then lost it.
The weeds on the right side?
Yeah, just went that way. And then lucky for me, because Kyle told us, hey, I don't have a lot of balls, so let's try not to lose them. But he found 2 balls, and I played one of those with a 2-stroke penalty.
Ah, nice.
I told Kyle, I was like, because after the first hole, in the middle of the first hole, I looked at Kyle, I was like, man, I bet it's a world of difference golfing with Mackenzie and then golfing with me and Tony.
Oh, man. Well, how long did it take you guys to
Yeah, he said we were actually playing pretty good, but there were some holes where we did decent enough to where it's... Because there were some times where he took a second tee shot just because that ball was gone.
Him?
Yeah.
I can understand that. Yeah, I can see that.
Don't get me wrong, that was a pretty far tee shot. It was gone.
Yeah. No, it was good, though. I really liked golfing, man. It took me back to when I was a cart kid, man.
It was a lot of fun.
You guys had 2 carts, or?
Yeah, 2 carts.
Nice. You had your own?
Yeah, this guy just split between wherever he was at.
Yeah.
I'd pick him up or Kyle would pick him up.
Were you guys nearly around the same spots most times? Or?
No, sometimes Dean was closer to the tee box when he teed off. Sometimes he was farther away. Sometimes I was closer to the tee box. Our short game's a little bit on the better side.
My short game is really good.
No, he sunk a 20-foot putt. That's
awesome.
Pretty good. That was pretty.
Yeah.
It's the drives and everything that.
It's the drives that get.
Because my best drive was hole 7, and I drove it straight. It would have been right on the green, but I landed on the other side of the cart path. Then when I chipped it, I just chipped it over the cart path, just into the other rough, and it was like, well, this bites.
I wish I could have gone, but I still had fun. We went out to dinner on that day, and it was pretty delicious. I had prime rib, best prime rib I've ever had.
Okay.
Pretty good view too. It was like the view of the canyon.
Trying the canyon.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Right on.
It was nice though. But I don't know if you guys want to go ahead and get started into this podcast.
Episode 11.
Episode 11 is what we're in right now. We're drinking just regular beer right now. We're drinking some Bud Light and what is that over here?
We got Budlights, Miller Genuine Drafts, a cold filter beer.
I'm gonna hold one over here.
And I'm also drinking a Coca-Cola because I just love Coca-Cola.
We're also kind of tired. I think
we're not as tired as we were at the last podcast because I think we were just worn out from the lake.
Oh,
we're worn out from kayaking. I think we're just super worn out.
Definitely worn out. Definitely burnt. You guys?
No, I was pretty burnt.
I'm peeling right now.
I'm feeling pretty bad. It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good at all.
I feel a little bit, but no, we were actually pretty good. We were actually on top of putting on the lotion and stuff like that.
And I put it on my arms because Maggie had offered it to me.
No,
and I was like, not the face. And then I'm out paddling that canoe and I'm sweating like crazy. My eyes are burning, and then I was like, I probably should have put some on my face. Probably on my head too, because my hair is really short.
Hat, you had no sunglasses. You were just out there.
And then what was funny is like when we were paddling, and then you were still like way behind.
Yeah, I was like,
by the time we turned around, we caught up. And
I was like, well, I'm going back the other way. At one point, I was just like, if I can just see the Prime Bridge at a semi-decent distance, I'm good. That's harder than it looks. I think I should have taken a 2-man because I probably would have done a little bit better on a 2-man.
The only thing with that is like, we made it, me and Maggie and Alex and her brother, we made it past the bridge and then made it back, and we still had 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you and Kyle too. Kyle was going fast, man.
But because
I think in a 2-man, one person on this side going this way, and one person on this side going this way, and you could have just went wham, wham.
I don't know if
that's when those back workouts really come into play.
Yeah, I guess so.
Rows, man.
Shoulders and back. Right?
It was fun though, dude. It was really.
No,
fun.
I definitely do that again. I think I'll take off first though, And then when I'm like halfway up, you guys already catch up.
Well, because with you gassed out about halfway.
Yeah, there was a point.
You stopped paddling.
Yeah, because the sweat was dripping in my eyes. It's causing my eyes to burn.
Yeah, it was fun though. I mean, me and Maggie were trying to get. I was trying to get really fast, and she would slow us down. I was just panicking. Go.
I think that I didn't get burned there. When we went to Durkee's is when the sun really got me, man.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really burn up on the, and I was like, fuck it, dude. I'm not gonna put on any sunscreen. I'm just gonna go.
Crazy, man. We noticed you got burnt the moment. Like you got burnt quick.
I got burnt at Durkee's Lake, man. I got burnt bad.
In Tony's face though.
I was done. I was
red.
Yeah.
It was so red.
It was terrible. I burnt bad.
I mean, so we're all in agreement that was really, really fun.
Oh, yeah. It was a lot of
fun. It was really cool.
We also found out that Dean has a little hard time getting into a lake.
Yeah.
It was cold.
It was cold, and
then he thought there was a bottom, and there wasn't.
It's not a bottom.
You went on the deep end. I got in at like the midway point, so I can actually like walk. But
if the water wasn't as cold as it was, I would have jumped off from when they were jumping.
Oh, the cliff divers,
was so cold,
cliff jumps
man.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was too scared, man. After what Luis said, after he says that some people get caught in the seaweed and stuff down there and then just can't get back up. I got scared, dude. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
I think the reason it was warmer in the shallow end is because all the kids were there. It was probably loaded with piss.
Yeah.
Just peeing freely, dude. That's probably why it was so warm over there.
Nah, it's because it's short amount of water. It's getting the sun. And it just
it's the piss.
Yeah. No searching it up,
dude. It was fun, man. It was really fun.
Yeah, I'm excited we got to go in the summer instead of because the past few years we've been going in the winters and it's fun. I like doing that.
There's not much you can do in the winter.
Not a whole lot. We did a whole lot.
We did go to the rest area. I think you were out doing other things, but
oh yeah.
Yeah, we went to the rest area for a minute. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that was really cool. Yeah.
And it's so overgrown now. Like there's
all the
where we used to just like sit and fish. You can't sit there anymore because it's so overgrown. Maybe it's just not a hip spot anymore, and the kids don't go.
Well, what they did, I think it's because they have that barrier now.
Yeah.
Before they didn't have that. Like before, you go to that little cement thing and like sit off the edge.
Yeah.
But now it's just all
blocked off.
It's blocked off, and everything's. I think before when you were able to walk through it, people just walking by would like crush.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but no, it was really cool. Going to the restaurant was really cool. I got bit by like 3 mosquitoes at the same time.
I don't know
and then when we went golfing in the clubhouse, something bit me too, dude.
In the clubhouse?
Yeah, I saw it on the back of my neck, man.
Probably Kyle.
It was a bullet, right?
Yeah.
That jumped up and bit you. Called $1 million movie.
Government must keep all that money because I ain't seen anything.
Oh god!
Forrest Gump.
Got a lot of Dr. Peppers out of it. Though.
Oh, dude, it was a fun time, dude.
I think he has to go pee.
Kind of like to see that. Fuck, I'm sorry, we just went on a Forrest Gump tangent. Oh man.
So it looks like Game of Thrones is coming to an end.
Yeah, dude, they just finished 2 weeks ago.
They finished shooting.
Yeah, it's done.
Completely.
It's done.
You know, Maggie got me convinced. She convinced me there's 2 more seasons left.
But she convinced me of a lot of things.
I know.
She lived in Texas at one time.
But like she told me, and I was like, "Nah, there's no way. There's no." No, I was like, "I know. There's 1 season left." It's like, "No, there's 2. There's 2 left." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, there's 2 left." And I was excited. I was like, "Yeah, man, we got 1 season this, and then we got another season after." Fuck no, man. There's only 1 season left. That pissed me off. Man.
When they posted on Twitter, and a lot of the actors posted on their Instagram, like the actress that plays Arya took a picture of her shoes all bloody and said, it's been like 7 years, like amazing stuff and all that. So I got to thinking, and actually I was talking to Lisa about it because we were talking like, he asked me, do you think like Game of Thrones is possibly the greatest show ever, like when it's all said and done? And I told him, to me, it is a very close second. Because I still think that The Sopranos is probably the best TV show ever made.
How many seasons was there?
They split the last one in 2, so I technically would be like 7, but it's like 6.
Okay.
But and like my argument behind it, it's like before, like every other sitcom or show that's ever been on, you always have your good person that you always like, you cheer for, you root for that person. and they're always doing the right thing. They're honorable and everything. But like with The Sopranos, it was like Tony Soprano was the main character, and that dude was a dick sometimes. Like you didn't want to. I mean, you found yourself cheering for him, but he did some like bad shit, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably what captivated a lot of people because I remember my dad coming home from work, and he'd be watching it, and I never got into it, but I got into it. When was it? My freshman year at Reno. I went to Frost's house and we watched the finale. And I saw the last episode and I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then I watched the whole series, and then on, man, I've just been hooked. That's why. And don't get me wrong, Game of Thrones is amazing. It is really,
it's a really well written show.
It's really well written. It's badass, but it's Sopranos and Game of Thrones are always they're like neck and neck.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. I guess the only gripe I have is the last few seasons felt rushed. Something used to take seasons to get to was a couple episodes. I think Game of Thrones could have lasted longer than it did. I think you could have dragged the last 2 seasons out, did this season, and maybe 1 or 2 more seasons. But all of a sudden, it just started to feel really rushed. Like,
some things I could feel that, like the whole story with Daenerys, like getting. I don't know if our listeners even watch Game of Thrones, but when she gets the whole Dothraki
with her,
yeah, like all that kind of stuff.
That was rushed. Yeah,
but I don't see why. Is there a deadline that they're trying to? Or
I think it's just because George R. R. Martin is still writing the books.
Oh, okay.
And if they go at his pace, the show would not end.
Yeah.
We go forever, man.
Yeah.
But I think you could have done 2 more seasons, because now this next season they're going to break it up in how many episodes? And they're all going to be feature length?
Yeah, it's going to be 6 episodes, and they're all going to be like an hour and 30 minutes.
That's going to be fucking awesome.
Because think about it, that season's going to end quick. That's 6 Saturdays and Game of Thrones is over.
Dude, it's going to be like a movie each time. You're going to sit down and watch a movie each time. That's going to be fucking awesome. So that means that their story is going to be told really well in an hour and a half.
What I would do when you guys would watch it every Sunday, I would watch it before everyone. I'd watch it, and then we'd come over here, and then we'd watch it, and then Lou's like, "What do you think is gonna happen?" It's like, and then I'd be like, "You know what? I don't know, but I think this is gonna happen." But I mean, I already knew.
Nah, I don't know. Favorite show? Shit, man. I watch a lot of TV, but Game of Thrones is fucking amazing, man. There's a lot of good shows out there, but Game of Thrones probably.
Wings from the 90s is probably one of my favorite
I remember Wings,
shows.
yeah.
I think the last season was a little weird because they got away more from the airport and started doing more just Helen and Joe stories.
That was the girl with the blonde hair.
Yeah,
right?
he eventually marries.
One of the pilots? Because the pilots are brothers,
Yeah,
right?
Joe and Brian are the pilots. Helen was the girl that worked the counter.
And then Tony Shalhoub
was a taxi driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Lowell? Who was Lowell?
Lowell was...
he was like a mechanic, right?
Yeah, he was a mechanic for both airlines because he was just the airport. And then I think Tony Shalhoub was Antonio Scarpacci. Because you meet him in an episode where he's actually a waiter, where Joe and Helen are trying to decide where their first date ever happened. She thinks it's a restaurant. He thinks it's where they went to make out point. So they go to 2 different spots. And then Antonio, that's his first time in that episode. And then later he goes on being the cab driver and always being in the airport.
Because he went on to do another show on USA. Wings was USA or was it NBC?
Yeah, well, I think it was NBC, but I think as kids we grew up, or younger folk, we grew up watching it on USA.
I remember that.
Yeah, like the syndicated version. Because he ended up doing Monk.
Monk was,
I like Monk.
Monk, oh yeah, Monk was all right.
Because there's an episode where the guy that played Joe comes on the Monk, and he's like, "You remember the guy from Wings?" He's like, "Never heard of it."
Another good show too that got a lot of traction was Breaking Bad.
Oh man, Breaking Bad!
I never saw that, but a lot of people enjoyed that show.
When my mom and my sister actually binge watched almost the whole series until they caught up, and then I watched the finale with them. Like the last episode, which was amazingly written. Like the last episode was so good.
That whole show was just good. It was kind of slow paced, but for a while there, and then it just caught. And you just ride it the whole way.
Do you watch Better Call Saul?
I never got into it.
They said that's really good too.
That's what I've heard.
That's a spinoff, right?
That's a spinoff.
Is it prequel or sequel?
Prequel. Yeah. That's a good show. What's the other one? Sons of Anarchy.
I've heard that one.
I used to work with a guy that loved that show. I never got into it.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, that one had a pretty good round. I heard Vikings was really good.
Vikings is really good.
I've never got to watch that.
I'm gonna be honest. The reason I didn't watch it because I just thought it'd be a Game of Thrones knockoff. Because it came around like that time where I think they were kind of hoping. Well, there's been people watching Game of Thrones. Those people are going to jump ship and kind of help watch. And I was like, no, I'm not going to be one of those people.
I'll watch it. I just don't know what was it? What channel was it on?
The History Channel.
History Channel.
And that's not on like Netflix or
Hulu. It might be.
I think that's on Hulu. I'm not sure if it's on Netflix though.
I guess I'll have to.
But to your point though about like being a ripoff, that's what I thought Game of Thrones was to Lord of the Rings. And I remember like when the first season came out, I didn't watch it. And Faustino told me like, "Oh, dude, this show's amazing. You need to see it." I was like, "Nah, man, that's a ripoff on Lord of the Rings." And then I went to when he was living in Jackpot. I went to his house, and him and Ishmael were watching the first episode of the second season. And I was like, "Oh, fuck it, I'm here. I'm gonna watch it." And the part that just got me like hooked was when Rob brings Grey Wind when he's talking to Jamie, and then you see Grey Wind just pop up to him and get like really close. I was like, man, this show's pretty cool. And then I got back home to Vegas and I binge watched the whole thing. And then I can tell you, like, when the Red Wedding happened, I was like, God damn, dude, like my heart was in my stomach. Dude,
that is.
I couldn't believe
there's
it.
videos on YouTube where people had read the books and then they set up a camera and then they want to see Red Wedding reactions. And people are just watching and like,
what the fuck? Because that shit just straight turned the story upside down, man. Because
for a while that seemed like Game of Thrones was like, oh, it's going a certain way, and you're hoping it's just like King of the North, and then the Red Wedding comes, you're like, wow.
See, and then
he takes it like that.
What's so cool about like one of the things that both The Sopranos and Game of Thrones have in common was like, okay, yeah, The Sopranos, you like the bad guy, you know, you follow him, you like him, you're rooting for him, even though he's doing bad shit. And then in Game of Thrones, it taught you that the good guy never wins. Like the death, like anyone can die. Because I remember watching when Ned Stark got beheaded, I was like, God damn.
Yeah, because you're following a guy. This is his storyline. You think like this guy's the main character. This is how everything's gonna go, and then like.
What's even shocked for Robert Baratheon?
Well,
because I was like, he's not a terrible person.
He was just never meant to rule. Man.
Yeah, and it's just like, and then when he died, I was like, fuck. Okay, it's gonna be okay. And then fucking Ned, and I was like, okay, it's not okay anymore.
Yeah. We're sounding like complete nerds. But dude, it is badass. Dude. It's
a really good show. It's so fucking popular. Like, I really haven't met anyone that hasn't watched it yet, so it's so good. I don't know. Fucking, what other good TV shows are there out there right now? HBO. I don't know if you guys ever heard of The Leftovers. That one's a really good one I liked. It kind of plays off of like religion. Mm-hmm. I felt like the storyline was really, really like what it was. Essentially, it was like everyone was living in the world just like normal, right? And then like all of a sudden, like a third of the population just disappeared, and then like essentially they're just like all those people disappeared. They don't know where they went, and the whole show is essentially them trying to figure out like, where do these people go? They go to heaven. They're like, are we the leftovers? Essentially, that's why it's called The Leftovers. It was really good. It kind of had a weird ending to it. I kind of feel like a lot of shows are like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of shows, like a lot of sitcoms and stuff like that. Like, it feels like a lot of them get, because with shows, some like sitcoms, essentially, it's just like we're gonna keep making them. We're gonna keep grinding them out until like we just don't have money left, and we're gonna have to end it or whatever. I kind of feel like they just kind of keep riding it until it's over, and there's a lot of shows like that.
Because I think Seinfeld was the only exception, because even Jerry Seinfeld has said that when they quit Seinfeld, it was at its peak. Because he knew that if they kept going, it would eventually just get stale. Yeah. So he quit at the peak. He's like, I quit when it was really good, because I knew it would eventually get stale.
So it had a pretty good like ending to it?
Yeah. I've never watched all the episodes.
Like the whole story wrapped up. Like one, and Maggie's probably giving me shit. How I Met Your Mother was that like it was good. The whole story was good, but you can tell with the story like it like they were trying to go, like trying to keep pushing it forward and forward and forward, but like the whole story essentially is the mother, right? Because How I Met Your Mother, and it kind of felt like at the end they were just like, well, shit, this is our last season, I cancel. So then they just fucking rushed through it all, trying to get it all done and stuff like that. And it's just, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that it's a show you really like that was really well written, and then at the very end, like, you expect a good story to end, and then it's just... Yeah,
because I saw a YouTube video one time where it talked about, like, sitcoms ending poorly, and they said How You Met Your Mother was one of them.
Yeah, how many...
Like, how the ending was just like, okay, here it is, and you're like, oh, really?
Yeah,
but sometimes they wrote another one, and then if you watch it on, I think, the Blu-ray or something, it has another ending that's supposed to be a lot better.
I know... Speaking of how you say like shows get rushed, I know, or like they keep not rushed, but they keep just making stuff. You know, it's like Lost seemed that way too.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Lost was like
I heard Lost was a really fucking good show. I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
a lot of people say good things about it, but yeah, that's what they say at the end.
It's like the way I like to think about Lost. Like maybe like the first couple of seasons, the writers are like, okay, we're gonna wild smacked off cocaine and shit, just right. That's okay. And then when they got greenlit, they're like, oh shit, it shit actually works, and we actually got it right now. Like, you know,
you kind of run out. Yeah.
What about The Walking Dead? Because I don't watch it, obviously.
The Walking Dead is exactly like
that. But I hear so many people
right?
like, I stopped watching it like 4 because the writers don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's because they're dragging that. That one should be put to death. I don't know why it's still being made.
Man. Because it to me, I think the best season was season 2 when they were on the farm. And when they're looking for Sophia, and then you see the character development of Shane.
Yeah.
Because that Shane was like Shane was made for that kind of world, you know.
Shane,
dude, you remember
made that show? Man.
You remember when he killed Otis?
Oh,
he shoots Otis, and then he's in the bathroom. And he just shaves his head, and he's just looking in the mirror, just like, man, he lost his motherfucking marbles, man.
He did such a good job with that show. Because that whole season is just like, we gotta find this girl, and then Mary Ann, man, she walks out of the goddamn bar. That shit hit me so hard, man.
It's like,
oh man, it's like that shot when fucking Rick puts up his Magnum or whatever and puts it to her head. It's cold.
Yeah.
Oh man,
and then that season also had when like Dale died. Fucking Coral didn't know what he was saying.
Yeah, you know.
And Coral, dude, that Coral. But now they're just like, with the governor, I thought was timed well because that was a good storyline.
No, yeah, that was good.
But with Negan, they just drag, and Negan is such a good character.
Yeah,
I don't think he deserved to be like dragged on like that.
Just, I can see that. I didn't even watch the last season.
The last episode I saw was after they killed Glenn.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I watched a little after that, but I don't know. That show is one of them.
Sounds as bad as when Shireen gets burned. The steak.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah, that's true.
See, I'm still because
I don't know about that.
That's pretty terrible.
I've read the books though, so I'm still holding judgment. I don't know if that's going to happen in the books, or so I'm still going to be like, was that just from the writers just
put that in?
Yeah,
that one was a little.
They can't bring her back anymore, right? The lady in red couldn't bring her back, right?
No,
she didn't have a good storyline. She's just part of the story.
You just find out like.
She was a Baratheon.
Yeah, but the reason her grayscale didn't develop was because she lived on Dragonstone her whole life, and Sam uses dragon glass to cure Ser Jorah. So that's why it didn't spread, because she was exposed to the dragon glass.
Gotcha. Huh. So it had nothing to do with the medicines that these people were bringing.
No,
it was just the fact that she was living on
Dragonstone. Yeah,
nice. That's cool. I didn't know about that, but
I feel like I had the grayscale when we were in Twin Falls all that sunburn I had.
Grayscale.
There's some grayscale going on there.
That show, man. I hope the ending's gonna be fucking amazing. I don't know. Are they gonna leave us sad, or are they gonna leave us happy?
If we go by what George R. R. Martin said for the books, he said that the ending is very bittersweet, and he said it's like a cold wind blowing through a graveyard. So I don't know if it means.
Well, what does that mean?
Maybe it means everyone fucking dies.
I hope so.
Everyone
died.
I can see everybody dying. I could see everybody in the show dying.
Just as long as Ghost doesn't die, because enough direwolves have died.
Yeah, so many.
I wouldn't want Daenerys to die, but fucking
just do it, man. Just put her out of her misery.
Let her have the kid though first. Or do you think she'll die at childbirth?
It would be fitting, just because it would be how Jon Snow's mother died, And if they're, but then again, I don't want it like predictable writing, you know. So like if she dies, or maybe she lives, I don't know. It's I don't even want to think about it because I don't know what I'm going to do like afterward, like because I mean honestly, I haven't watched any HBO shows after Game of Thrones. I mean, and they make really good shows. Like
because I haven't seen Westworld. Only one episode of
Veep.
Westworld.
Veep is funny. Silicon Valley.
I watched the first
funny.
season of that, which is really fucking funny.
Boardwalk Empire is.
I wanted to see it and I never got into it, but I really wanted to see
like
it.
in the top 5 of HBO shows.
They have a lot of TV shows.
Me and Ishmael got like really well, and so Faustino, but like because Ishmael's really into like the start of the mafia, like the syndicate and all that, and it shows how Lucky Luciano started. Like he brought in the 5 families and all that. It's such a good show.
Shit, I'll probably. I have such a big list of shit to watch now, though.
Yeah,
it's there's just so much fucking shows out now. Because, well, like now it's just like people. I feel like that's what people are gonna start moving towards. Is like they don't have to tell a story in a movie anymore. Really, like they can tell a full length story in a TV show.
Yeah,
you know? like Game of Thrones, like they can tell that whole fucking story, not just because. Can you imagine if the Game of Thrones was just a movie?
That's what they wanted to do.
Just wanted to do like a 2-hour movie. Fuck, dude, can you imagine that?
Fuck, you have to tell a lot of story in 2 hours.
It would have just never have been good as
good
as it is a TV show.
No.
I love the fact that they can tell a full fucking story now and not leave anything out. I think it's cool, man.
Dude, how is it to be like one of those execs at HBO, like in the fucking boardroom?
Raking in that money.
It's like,
this is all mine.
Too much brand. Fucking using Elon Musk fucking flamethrowers. Burn that shit.
Oh man, dude, they're rolling in it, man, because HBO makes really. Oh, did I just touch your foot? I'm sorry, man. It's my pussy with you. HBO just
later. Gay straight.
That's
Anyway,
stop it.
Yeah. Ew.
I think HBO really, they know how to make really, really good shows.
Really good shows. Stuff. Yeah, for sure.
And that's crazy. And speaking of shows, the Lake Show down in Southern California has added a new addition to the roster. The Lake Show.
Yeah, that happened. Were we in Twin when it happened? No, I think we were.
It was before we left.
Before we left.
Correct.
Yeah. That's when we were watching. Don't Be a Menace.
Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, we got the alert.
We got the word that LeBron James
signed with the Lakers, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fucking LeBron.
Hell yeah, dude.
You think he should bring one?
Huh?
You think he should bring a championship?
I think he will, dude.
I don't think it'll be this year. It'll be next year.
No.
Who's he got with him right now?
He's got. Who else did they?
I know you have Lonzo Ball. Right?
Lonzo Ball.
They're all pretty young guys.
All young people, yeah, because they sent. I think they sent Julius Randle. No, Julius Randle. No, they sent him. They sent Larry Nance Jr. I think to the Cavs.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Does he have better players with him on the Lakers than he did with the Cavs? That's the question.
He does, dude. I think he does.
Okay.
No. Then again, but what good was it though? Because they couldn't even compete against the Warriors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like now they're gonna be in the West. Like now they're
the Western Conference is tough, dude. The Western Conference is
stacked, right? It's gonna be fucking stacked. At least the East has a chance to make it to the championship.
Oh yeah.
Who else do they got?
Because
Golden State,
man, dude. Because I've been a Lakers fan since I was a kid, and I remember in 2002 when they went for the first run at the championship, Shaq, Kobe, and Rick Fox.
Not Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher was there.
Robert Horry.
Robert Horry was Steph Curry before Steph Curry was Steph Curry. Robert Horry was.
Steph Curry at least knows how to dribble the ball and play a game. Like
Robert Horry would not play the whole game. Yeah, he just sat at the 3-point line, and when the game mattered.
Playing basketball, he's just sitting there.
Yeah, he's the open gym player.
He's give me the ball. Give me the rock. No, he's had a few game-winning shots. Came with the clutch a few.
Oh, I think what game was it when they were playing San Antonio?
Yeah, that was San Antonio.
Oh man, no, and then they beat the Pacers, and when they started that run, and then I think the second year when they swept through the whole Western Conference and they only lost one game to the Sixers in the finals. That was fucking amazing, dude. That's the Lakers, that era, easily probably one of the greatest basketball teams like in all time. But I would say with Kobe, when it was Kobe's team, they were more. I think they were more defensively sound. And it was them when they beat the Celtics and when they made their title run.
Kobe without Shaq, right?
Yeah,
I remember that one. That was a Pau, right? Pau
Gasol, Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom. Yeah.
Was Fisher there or no?
Yeah, Derek Fisher was still there. Yeah.
You know what's really cool? What we should do is I think I have it on my PS4. It's down. I downloaded it for free. One of the 2Ks. It might be 2K10 or it might be one of the newer ones, but it's a few years now. But like in those, you can choose like older year teams. So you can choose like what year was that you said?
2000, 2003, 2000. No, 2002, 2003.
Yeah, so you can like choose that like in 2002 Lakers to play like any team you want, and I think that's the funniest shit because
that'd be hilarious to play that in the '80s Bulls.
No, yeah, see, because that's what me and Miguel did when we were playing. We played each other. That's what we did, and I beat him, and then he beat me, and then I ended up beating him on. I ended up beating him because I was Golden State, and he was like the best Lakers team.
Yeah.
And I still beat him as Golden State. He was so pissed off. But it was funny though. It's all good fun. But no, I think we should do that. I think we should just all get a good team, and then we should all play. I don't know if you've ever played.
I had it downloaded. I could probably just re-download it.
Yeah, because it was free at the time. So I downloaded it. Those games are cool. I haven't played Madden in a while either. But I do want to play again.
I would love to play Madden.
Madden?
Yeah.
We should do like a Madden tournament, right?
Let's go.
Like
the good old days? Remember we used to have the 2K tournaments in our house in Jackpot?
That was fucking awesome.
Be in the middle of winter and be like 15 kids piled up in my room.
He's ready to play.
We just had the tournament, just bracket going.
He was like, oh man, I'm going to win this shit. We just put money down, like everybody put in like $5 or something like that, and whoever wins the tournament gets all the money. That'd be cool, man.
Then
5-minute quarters or something like that.
But you know what though? Like now though, well, not Madden, but if you play like NBA 2K now, are they gonna put like fucking DeMarcus Cousins like on the Warriors? Are they gonna like? Because essentially now, because DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Warriors, they essentially have. Well, they do. Their starting five are all All-Stars.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Who is this? So it's Clay
Thompson,
Steph Curry.
DeMarcus Cousins. DeAndre Green.
Yeah, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy? I'm not remember what the other guy's name is.
Fuck,
they're fucking good.
They got it's a Monstars, man. But you know what though? I'm glad. I think the DeMarcus Cousins thing is gonna blow up in their face though.
You don't think he's gonna well?
No. He's gonna get teed up, dude. He's gonna mess up that team chemistry.
Maybe.
He is, dude. I don't see it.
Or they're going to become the best NBA team ever to play in the game.
No. If that happens, dude, Kobe Bryant will come out of retirement. LeBron, man. Because we were actually having that discussion.
Yeah.
Come out. Because
you can suit up one game, but I'm ready, guys.
The perfect way the perfect example about how Kobe Bryant is as a player was when they were playing the Magic in the finals, and Matt Barnes kind of like pumped, like he went, and Kobe did not flinch at all. I think that if they do because with Jordan, they're always going to talk about the game, the flu game, but I guess he really was just hungover. but they're going to talk about all his signature games, like when he hit that jumper against the Utah Jazz.
He pushed off.
When he had that shrug after he immediately just or like with LeBron. His come from behind blocks. That's like his signature thing. I think when they talk about Kobe, it's just going to be more about his mentality. And I think it's going to be that. I think they're going to show Matt Barnes trying, to
phase him.
And he did not move at all, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I think Kobe Bryant. I think he's the second greatest basketball player of all time.
Who's number one?
Jordan, I guess.
Michael Jordan?
You don't think
I
don't know,
Kobe's
dude.
better than Jordan, dude?
I don't know.
Kobe's fucking good, dude.
Kobe is good, but do you think Kobe in his prime could beat Jordan in his prime? I don't think so.
No, because Jordan was really good defensively too.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people forget. He was
Kobe wasn't the best defender from what I've watched. I mean, he was good, but I don't know, man. He's got a better shooting percentage.
Yeah,
because they shot a lot. I think Jordan's shooting percentage is a little higher than Kobe's. I think Kobe's just a little lower than you would think.
This is the time where maybe this time Kyle would talk, dude. Like,
I know. Kyle started talking about Kobe.
Hey, Kyle, we need your basketball. We need your basketball knowledge on this, man, because he's another Lakers fan too. But what I like about Kyle is that he's very realistic. Like he acknowledges everything, so he wouldn't be totally on like. He wouldn't just say Kobe biased. Because he was like he wouldn't be biased. Kyle would not be biased at all. As for me, I'm super biased, dude. I remember writing on Twitter like before the free agency happened. I tweeted at LeBron. It was like, I may not have always agreed with everything you've done, but I've always respected you as a player. Now come to LA, let's win some titles again, man. Shit, dude.
He's coming, man. Lakers. That's one of the biggest franchises in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Racking up the cash there now with LeBron James jersey.
And then, like, tying it into Game of Thrones, I guess Kobe Bryant told Jeannie Buss, was like, the mother of dragons needs to be the mother of dragons. Like, he told her that before they signed LeBron, as in saying, like, you need to do, like, you need to be as decisive and just, like Daenerys is. Like, you know, when she took her dragons and started, like, burning shit up, like, you have to do this. Because I think she's the vice president of, like, not the owner of the Lakers, but the vice president of basketball operations, I think. So she gets it.
So Kobe, he was just with the Lakers always, huh?
Yeah, he got drafted by the Hornets. I think it was the Hornets, and then they traded him to LA.
And he's been there.
Since. Yeah,
he was there. He was there his whole career. That's fucking crazy. That just goes to show how good of a player he is. It's not. I mean. He just didn't want to leave because it's a big franchise, obviously. I wouldn't want to leave either.
It's just the whole thing with him and Shaq not getting along. And they've even said now, they even talked about, like, if I think he's acknowledged and Shaq's acknowledged it, like, if they would have gotten along, they probably would have won more. Because I know at the last time they were in the finals, that's when because a lot of people don't remember this, but the Lakers were the first team to get, like, that super team. Because they signed Karl Malone and Gary Payton.
Oh yeah, that didn't work out.
That didn't work out. They just couldn't mesh together well. And plus, they faced the Pistons there, and Detroit was probably the
defense.
Oh, Ben Wallace, man,
yeah.
Dude,
Ben Wallace.
So, and then that year they lost to the Pistons, and you can tell that they weren't getting along. The chemistry wasn't doing too well, and then that's when everyone just kind of disbanded. That's when Shaq went to the Heat, and then Kobe stayed. That's when Kobe was making, I think. The year after that, Kobe scored like 72 points, I think. Because that's all he was doing was just shooting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is because the Knicks. It always feels like the Knicks are always the ones that get they draw the short string or they draw the short straw or whatever. There's always those players that just score.
Dude, you know what I was thinking too is it'd be pretty cool because Carmelo just left the Thunder and he doesn't know where to go. But like, imagine him going to the Lakers and then him playing with LeBron, and then LeBron trying to call a play, and then Carmelo gets the ball. Like it's like, oh, it's Melo time. All right, like LeBron trying to call a play, and Melo's like, oh, ISO. All right, ISO Melo.
Just fucking completely
just go, dude.
Fucking Carmelo's a poison man.
He's good though. He's all right.
No, he's not. Man. Fucking terrible. Yeah, man. And maybe he was good like when he first started, but man, watching him play on the fucking Oklahoma.
And then they asked him too, like, what would you think about coming off the bench? he just was like, yeah, nah, not gonna happen.
Fucking Carmelo, man. He's just because I really like the Thunder, man, but man, he just during the playoffs, man, that guy was like 0 for fucking 18 at some point. He was just like not making a shot.
Yeah.
At a certain point, man, you probably just take him out of the damn game.
Man, the Thunder really, after they traded, well, you know what? When they traded James Harden, it was just
They had Harden?
Russell what? Yeah. Remember it was James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant.
Shit, they had all three of them.
All three of them, and then they traded James Harden, and then no, I don't think they traded. I think he signed
with the
he signed with the Rockets, and then after that, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook really didn't get along too well, and then Kevin left, and then Russell Westbrook was just the guy, and he couldn't do it, man. I don't know.
That motherfucker's still like getting triple doubles and shit, but he's not gonna win a championship by himself.
No, but I think he's gonna be one of the he's gonna be like another Charles Barkley, where I think he'll stay just because I don't know at that point if it's loyalty to your team or pride that you have that you won't leave even though if you're losing. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a mix of both. Maybe it's a mix like, you know what, I'm gonna show like just being petty. And be like, no, I'm going to stay here. I don't care if we lose. I'm staying here just to prove a point, you know?
It's not the city you're supposed to be doing it in. Find yourself a good fucking city to do it in, because then, like, good players are going to come to you eventually. Like Miami, when they had that big-ass fucking super team.
Everyone wanted to go to Miami.
Remember fucking LeBron James, Chris Bosh, who else was in there? Fucking Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
And Shaq was there too.
Shaq was there at one point,
yeah. Fuck, man.
Have you seen those videos where they're always making fun of Chris Bosh because he's comes off as a little fruity?
No,
never. Let me see if I can find one, dude. Like it is fun. Let me see. I think we can play this. It's not copyrighted or anything. It's a parody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as long as you don't play a whole lot of it, I'm sure they can't hit you for anything or being you for it, but. Chris Bosh, when he was in the Raptors, he looked like the mascot. He kind of looks like a raptor, dude. Where is Chris Bosh now?
He can't play. He had blood clots, I think.
What?
Yeah.
So he's not playing anymore. Like he's retired or something.
I don't know if he's retired, but he's he might try to make a comeback. But it just depends, because he wasn't medically cleared.
Shit.
See this dude on YouTube, he does his videos where he does like NBA Insider trash talk.
I'm ready, man. We need you. But guess what, man? Hey, get your shit. We already eliminated, motherfucker. Hey, give me this. Keep walking. Nigga, what the fuck you gonna do? Get your ass.
Let me see if I can find the Chris Bosh because they just. Let me see. I'll find her right now.
Fuck, man.
Oh, okay, here we go. Here's Chris Bosh.
I wish I could get back in the NBA more. I loved the NBA when I was growing up.
What? Can you sense a gay person? Oh, yeah, you know it. Recently, NBA player came out for fun. Hell, he's a black dude, but he don't look fruity to me. Yeah. I mean, what you think? Well, we'll see. Oh, yeah. That's undiscovered asshole. Oh, he's black, too?
It's very funny because Chris Bosh always kind of
came off
as a little and then there's a video, I don't know if you've seen it, where Blake Griffin is getting like attended to by a trainer, and then Blake Griffin just grabs him by the head and just like brings him to his crotch. Have you seen it?
No,
because that brings me to like my next thing, because I was thinking about it. We all grew up, and all of us is probably Jackpot is very weird. And I don't think this happens at any other school. But I think we all grew up in a very homoerotic, but at the same time, kind of we were kind of hypocrites. When it came to because we had no problem walking down the hall and grabbing something like tap that ass and grabbing a guy's butt, nut checking guy, squeezing their pecs. I don't want to say tits, but squeezing them. But when it came to playing football, we would never shower naked. We were showering our girdles.
I always wanted to shower the girdles.
Which is possibly the grossest thing ever, because that's where you're going to stink the most.
Yeah, right.
Is your ass. Your ass and your cash and prizes is where you're going to stink the most. And we would never take them off.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we had no problem grabbing each other's butts and doing all that kind of shit.
I don't understand. And you know what's funny about that, too, is I know it has to do with Tully for some reason. Tully is always in the fucking story.
A lot of stories involve Tully.
It'd be someone that's how essentially the school would be. It's slap someone's butt or whatever. It's like, you queer, stuff like that. And then it was funny because a guy would act car and shit, and then like he tells you, like, knock the fuck out, man. He's just slap him or give him his infamous move, which was so fucking funny. It's called the horsey ride. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the horsey ride, but essentially, like what he would do is like he would wrap his two hands like this under your legs and then just fucking give you a ride like up and down. It looks fucking painful as fuck. I personally never was on it, but like, man, like, so like someone will try to act hard until it's like, I'm not fucking you, dude, and then you just do some shit like that. You just like put him in his place, like, nah, man, you can be part of this. It's just, oh, man, it is weird.
It was really weird, dude. It was like we lived in the Twilight Zone because I remember in football, we would call whenever you would get hit. Like they do like in the NFL, like welcome to the NFL rookie. Yeah. Like when people would get hit and like, oh, you know, you're in the big leagues.
Yeah.
With us, like anytime, like when you really, really got hit hard in practice, it was called getting your first big dick, dude. Getting your first big cock. and it's so, like, I didn't make it up. We got like, I like to think of it as like when Bane tells Batman, like, oh, you merely adopted the darkness. I was born into it. I think that was us. We didn't adopt the homoerotic tendencies. We were just kind of born into it. So, because I remember Sergio gave me my first big cock because he laid the hell out of me. Laid me out, I'm sorry. I didn't want to get the wrong. And then I gave Alex Hester his first big cock. And it's just kind of a thing that happened. And that's what we would call it. You know, it was really weird. It's just, and I don't know, like when I got into 7th grade, obviously the seniors, maybe not at that. When I was in 8th, is it 7th? No, 7th grade. The singers were like Eric and like all, and I think Eric is really infamous for going around nut checking people.
No, he had the nut check ball, which is what is it that medical tape or whatever? They just made it a big ball with a handle on it and just whoop. You go down the hall with your hands like across your crotch just to make sure you wouldn't.
No, that was one thing coming down here. It was the weirdest thing ever, but like always like. I always was like, oh shit, that's just from Jackpot. It's fucking weird. It's just like, so like, when I'm around you guys or around people from Jackpot, like I can go for a fake nut check, like, and then like they'll fucking flinch. No matter what, if you're from Jackpot, you're gonna fucking flinch. Yeah, dude. Like down here, like one of my friends, you know, just like from down here that I met, she'd be like, and they're just like. What you doing? It's like now that the hands open, it's like, oh yeah,
that is a normal thing. That is a natural reaction. The one thing that I always react to is the nut check, or like if someone's gonna like come up to like kind of like do this because I don't want to get my titties grabbed. that is, and then I don't know, maybe it's just guys just being guys, but we would play, you know those crab apples that would grow like in Twin Springs? Yeah. We would collect them, we'd all sit around and play nut ball. So we'd all like have our legs spread and we just kind of just aim it at them.
Why?
Dude, no. It's fucking Jackpot, dude. Eventually you just get bored and I was just like, oh.
Were you not born into the...
I was older than you guys.
I know, but didn't you guys do the...
Not that game. We've done things, but not that game.
Yeah,
oh, so they might send... I think at its peak was maybe my sophomore year when like Sergio and Faustino were like seniors. That's probably at its peak. And then I remember it got so bad that my senior year that they brought in, I don't know, if it was a police guy or someone, but we nicknamed him Agent Grabass because they were really like worried that we were just going around. And you know what I think it was? I think it was Ashcraft who probably narked because in her business class, I hid in the closet one time. And then there was a classmate of mine that walked by, and I opened the door, and I grabbed him, like, oh, it's time to come in the closet. And I grabbed him. I think maybe because she wasn't used to all guys. Like, and she would say, what's the matter with you guys? Because you go around just, like, grabbing butts, dude. It just, I got to thinking about it. I was like, I don't think we would have gotten away with that, or we wouldn't have been that way at any other school. I think if we went to Wells, to Wendover, to any other school that we played, I don't think. And
you could even see it at his sister's wedding. They were bringing it up. They're like, that photographer is probably pretty weirded out right now.
Oh, yeah. Because they're doing the bridesmaids and the groomsmen.
Yeah.
And like doing the pictures, we just like, oh, let me get some of that ass.
Yeah.
It just became a thing.
I didn't sign up for this.
I don't know. It's just
I charge extra.
Close town, but I mean, like you said, it was like I mean, we do all this gay shit, but at the end of it, we were just like, we can't even shower together.
We couldn't even shower together. Which is, looking back on it now, like, if I was in high school now, no, fuck that, dude. I am getting clean. I'm dropping trout. I dropped trout earlier, dude.
I gotta get clean. I gotta clean the shit.
Dude,
like, smell this at the end of the night.
But I think it also had a lot to boil down to. It's like, you couldn't trust the people you're taking a shower with.
To do stuff to you?
Yeah, because you can be completely naked, and they're like, somebody just start fucking with you, and you're like, I can't trust being in a shower with you guys.
I remember my sophomore year, we were playing football, and I don't know who convinced Jerry and Jack, but they told me, yeah, dude, at the end of the game, we just got to shower, but you gotta shower naked. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then we were all in the shower, and we were all in our girdle shower. Also, you just see Jared. Have you ever seen that episode of King of the Hill where Hank Hill shows his butt?
Yeah.
It's just he doesn't have a butt.
Yeah, it's really flat.
That's what Jared Jack looked like. Dude. He looked like if you put a pair of pants on a frog. So he walks in, he's naked, and everyone kind of looks at him like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?"
Giving him shit.
Giving him shit for being normal.
What the fuck are you doing?
Get your fucking girdle back on.
The perfect example that I always have is totally grabbing your butt, and then you try to grab his. He's like, "Hey man, don't be gay."
Yeah.
After he just grabbed your butt. And, I think, you know what? Honestly though, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think we.
It was so fucking funny.
We grew it, and because it sticks with you, like you said. Like if you're hanging in Jackpot, someone kind of does this, your immediate reaction is to cover your nose.
For sure, man.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Hell yeah, that's so fucking funny though.
Yeah, I was thinking about like even on bus trips, like when we went to I think it was like career fair or anything, you couldn't take a nap on the bus because the people you were with, you're like,
fuck with you.
Yeah, because I remember there was I can't think of his real name, but they used to call him Boach. One time he fell asleep on the bus going to career fair with Miss Yordi, and then he woke up and he had soda all over the inside of his pants, sticky candy all over him because we just messed with him. He woke up, he was so mad. Who did this? I don't know.
I never got fucked with on the bus. I never I think because during basketball trips you just didn't want to do it because Wallach, if you'd be running nonstop if you fucked around. But I think
especially after
a lot. Oh, dude, I think that's when everyone
quiet. It was quiet. The most quiet on the bus trip, right? When you lose,
you were afraid to say anything because if not, dude, you were just The only trips that we did mess around with was FCCLA trips or any kind of those trips. And the FCCLA trips, mess around as in, I'm not saying just tomfoolery. I'm saying as usually it involved a guy and a girl and exploring. I'll just leave it at that. That's how those trips went. But no, even then, people were afraid because they didn't want it going back to Wog. And then,
getting caught doing that shit. Yeah.
You seen some cherries were popped on some of these trips?
I plead the fifth. Fifth. Because they're the overnighters, and it didn't matter where an overnighter was. I think FCC, and like I said in the last podcast, I think the statute of limitations has passed, but FCCLA was it was not a career kind of goal driven thing. It was a fuck fest. And I'm sorry I'd say that way. It was a you're on a bus, hormones are going, people are, I don't know, it felt like a rave. It felt like people took ecstasy because everyone's touching and grabbing. That's all I'm saying, though. I'm not going to say anymore.
He was touching and loving her.
He was a loving man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, did you ever have those? Did you do FCCLA?
I did a lot of those. I actually did a lot of extracurricular activities.
But it didn't get.
Not too crazy, no.
That must have just been my junior year that they got just
maybe
on the bus itself, or maybe when you got to the hotel.
Oh, it was
stories.
On the bus,
it was on the bus.
It was on the bus.
Maybe it was after those stories. It was just like, well, no, we can't. Well, there was a lot of like, no boys can sit next to girls after that.
Then I think it started my sophomore year, and then my senior year it just kind of died off. I think that's like my senior year, like you're 18, you just kind of know better. But I think in between the ages of 16 and 17, holy shit,
man, those hormones were raging.
Man, dude, if those walls in the Reno motels could talk, goddamn, dude,
they'd be going, hey, hey, hey.
Where was it at when you said that?
It's the 4th of July.
What?
Yeah. The beer started coming up my nose. Your mom sure care about your school.
Yeah, he's just all quiet. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, Jesus
there,
Christ.
Mr. Gump. Mrs. Gump.
We keep coming to this like a damn movie.
That's a good movie.
I think a movie's really good when you can use any code for like any situation. And that's a perfect situation for FCCLA on those bus trips, dude. And if anyone hears this from that, if I'm lying, I'm dying. But that's how it went, dude. That's how those went.
It was like I remember basketball trips were ever losing. Like whenever we lost a game, like it'd be all quiet. But like because this is when Eric became JV coach, but we were varsity already. But he was still on the bus with us, and it was just like we'd all wait for Eric to say the one joke. To like get Carlos to be like, all right, you know, then we start fucking around after, but like he'd always be quiet until Eric said that one joke. He's like, all right, we cool, all right,
and then we start messing around.
Around after that, yeah, but.
Yeah, no, that's how it was too. Well, no, my senior year was worse. If you could be like, I guess we set the record for most losses in the season. So I would.
It was just a sad trip home.
It was like those music videos where they had the person just staring out the bus window. That was me, dude. I'd put it in my headphones. I'm like, I can't believe we just lost. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna fuck. But I think probably that's why the FCCLA trips were just crazy, because it was right after basketball, and my junior year too, we didn't do too well, and then it was just more like we have all this pent up frustration, like my body's changing, I don't know what's going on. Oh man,
hair in places you never had hair before.
I'm saying too much, man, but
names have not been dropped. You're good.
Names have not been dropped, but there was there's a lot of term. I don't know if you remember O Team.
Yeah.
You remember OT? That's where.
Let's not talk about that.
That's where that came.
That's fucked up.
Going around going OT. Yeah, I came out of there. Another thing that, if you knew me in high school, like what I was really kind of known for, or not known for, but like associated with, happened on one of those trips with a certain person. Oh, God, I just miss FCCLA. To be young and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so
definitely
craziness.
Oh, those trips were fun, man. Always fun. Which is crazy because, like, Las Vegas, you're doing everything in Las Vegas. Like, you're going all throughout the high schools in Las Vegas, but, like, with us and Jackpot, like, we're going to Wells, Wendover, we're going fucking deep fucking like
Gerlach, Austin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like criminal. Have you been to like almost every single Nevada town?
Me? No, I haven't. No, there's like Gerlach. I've never been to Gerlach.
Yeah, I've never been to Gerlach.
Austin was crazy. Like, I remember when we did an overnighter at Austin, which was fucking.
Oh, that is ridiculous. Right? Where do you stay at?
Yeah, no, it was like. So obviously you know where the school is. It's like kind of the outskirts, and then like you go into the actual town, which is fucking tiny. Yeah,
because they're just like a 1-horse town, right?
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I stayed in Austin.
Right?
I stayed.
Well, the Austin tournament.
No. But I stayed in Austin my freshman year because we played Gabs in football. So I stayed in Austin. Yeah.
We stayed.
Like, I've never been to Austin, but I heard it's small.
Like in town, you go in town. There was like one.
Is it Lund small or? Because Lund seems pretty small.
You know what?
Especially since Lund school's closed.
I think Austin is a little bit bigger than Lund, but not by much.
It's just like where the school
Lund
is.
family
when
more.
the school is, you feel like there's nothing around it, but if you go into it, like there's an actual town in the back, like where the castle is. You go towards that or whatever. It's cool. It's a cool little place though. But yeah, the Austin tournament, you had to stay there for the tournament or whatever. And I fucking love that Austin tournament though. That was the best game of my life.
Who do you play
on Austin? I got a triple double in that game. I had like 35 points, like 12 steals.
God,
and it wasn't even like assists that I got my triple double on. It was blocks.
Dude, it's so sad to say, but my senior year we lost to Austin.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, he just said they had the worst losing streak.
Yeah, we lost to Austin, man. But
dude, we stopped. We won by like 50.
Yeah, we lost to Austin. We lost to I don't know. They had the Billy Gandolfo.
We played his younger brother.
His younger brother.
Yeah,
because he had
really good.
There's Billy. He had a sister who she was thick as hell, but she was fine, dude. She was thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. And who else? And I think that was it.
Yeah, they had a kid brother because I remember we played him and he was fucking good, but it was fucked up because we were already beating their ass, you know. Like there was like 2 seconds left, and he was on his side of the court, and he was about to shoot it, and I still blocked his ass. That probably gave me my triple double.
Oh man,
it was just like a throw up, just kind of just like fuck it, and I just like a big ass.
Get out of here!
Like, get this shit. Oh man, that's fucked up.
That's revenge. That was revenge for my senior year. So you've been to Austin. Have you been to Yerington?
No, been to Yerington.
Okay.
So they had a team.
Oh well, usually Yerington would be if you. That would be a place where you would have a overnighter.
Overnight. Because Winnemucca was mainly ours.
Yeah.
Because normally it was Austin McDermott, and then Winnemucca was like maybe in the middle. I think Winnemucca was where we stayed. So then we would go play McDermott or go play Austin or something like that.
I remember my senior year we played Carlin Milwaukee, and we played Milwaukee, and then we spent the night. We drove back to Elko. We spent the night in Elko, and then we played Carlin, and then we'd go back home. And then, but I've had overnighters in Austin, Yerington, Winnemucca. Cause shit, dude, I was talking to Louis. The only places in Nevada I haven't been to are Virginia City,
never been
Gerlach.
Played them, but never been there.
Virginia City and Gerlach. Because I've been. I think that's what's cool about being in a small school is you go to every other small. Small. Like I've been to Smith Valley, Pyramid Lake, Gabbs, Austin, Battle Mountain, Round Mountain.
Do you remember? We called them Independents, but there was another name for them.
NYTC? Yeah, boy.
We beat their ass.
Yeah, I remember that, dude.
And you would think that you'd roll on them, but they just know how to play together. So we would just run and gun. And
there was this.
I spent a night at NYTC one time.
Really? What'd you do, man?
Nothing. I went. We got called on to fight a fire when I was a fireman. And the base operation was at NYTC. And I was the only schmuck that had to sleep on the football field. Everybody else got to sleep inside because they were full, and then all the kids were in there too. They had guards and stuff, so I missed breakfast. They're like, well, we turned the sprinklers off. We put a sleeping bag on the football field. You're good to go.
Just you by yourself?
Just me by myself. Sleeping on the
swear?
Yeah, on the football field.
Dude,
damn, dude.
I was just laying in, and I slept all night on the football field.
I would have been mad. What the fuck this shit, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Because there's no more room in the gym because of all the prisoners. Because they also had prison crews that came to fight fire. But they could never be separated. They always had to be with the guard. Yeah. And then I think our fire chief had more plush accommodations. And then I don't know where the other kid went. But I just remember they told me, well, the sprinklers are off. We put you a sleeping bag in. And I woke up and I went to bed and no one went to bed in that area. I was like, well, this kind of sucks. But the bad nights.
I probably look like a homeless person.
The only time that I think that us as a school, we didn't okay, we're not going to play this gay shit was when at track meets, would it be by Independence or Rite of Passage, ROP? Because they were like,
and they were at Christian school? Or?
No, they were like NYTC. Yeah. We were, it's very stereotypical, but we thought, oh, these guys are in prison. So, like,
so you don't want to do that because you think they're in prison?
Because they might,
Game for the stay, huh?
Yeah. Because I used to do this thing where, I don't know if you guys watched, you guys watch Jackass. You know when Chris Pontius does the party boy thing? Where he takes out. Well, I had one of those things that I bought at Spencer's with the little bow tie and everything and the coattails for the butt. And at track meets, I would go around. Well, not at a track meet, obviously, but like during overnighters, I'd like rip it out and go dancing on dudes. And then I remember sort of telling him, like, man, you better not do that shit around here. It's like, wow, what's going on? It's like, well, look, because in track, you would like camp up next to other schools. We'd be right next to NYTC or right next to ROP. And like, they might take it seriously, man. You might.
Yeah. Gabe for the stand.
So, and looking back, that was just so stereotypical to think like, oh, they're prison kids that they're all gonna be, they're all wanting busted cheeks.
Life's a trip, kid, huh?
Yeah, I always love getting love from the homies.
No.
All right, guys, we're
see
at
some trippy shit on.
We're at an hour and 6 minutes, so I guess we can wrap it up, Tony. If you're cool, you got your.
Yeah, I don't.
Drunk weekends at YouTube.
Drunk weekends at my house. Drunk
Twitter,
weekends at your house.
At Instagram, at Spotify, Pandora. We're making music now, man. We're
SoundCloud rappers. Doing that mumble rap.
We're using some of that lean, dude.
Y'all know who this is?
Yeah. No, it was pretty funny when we were in Jackpot. I started saying like Tekashi 6ix9ine lyrics, and the only person that got it was Ishmael.
Really?
Yeah. I fucking hate that guy. I was like, yeah, man, blicky with the sticky eye.
So he knew though.
Yeah, he knows.
You're
right. And then I was like, man, dude, I just can't stand these Mexican, dude. He's giving us a bad name. And they're like, fuck, I know, dude, he is.
He's Hispanic, right?
Yeah, he's Mexican, dude. He's Mexican, he gets to use the N-word, man. That's not right.
He's used it?
Yeah, he uses it all the time, dude.
Well, he might be half then, maybe.
No, he's full Mexican, dude.
Really?
Yeah. He looks like he looks like my cousin because he gets his eyebrows all like, his eyebrows are probably nicer than any girl I've ever met, dude.
All right, if this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming to Drunk Weekends LV podcast, produced every Saturday for your enjoyment. Come back often. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Drunk Weekends LV and at Facebook.com/Drunk Weekends LV. This show is available to watch on YouTube sometime after it's recorded. Bye. Have a good night.
Good night.